Hail to the hall, weirdos who joined the Ultima. Hi there. We just started the live. Tonight we're doing free rune readings and pagan Q&A. Glad to see you in. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. We do have a few... I didn't do this last time. I got to remember to do it this time. We've got a few housekeeping rules. First one is just try to keep any questions kind of specific. That way we can stay on track. The second one's going to be no health or legal advice. I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, so I advise talking to those professionals if you need that kind of advice. Third is we don't do politics discussion in here, so leave that outside the gates. And lastly is just be respectful. No insults, no name calling. There's people from multiple different walks of life, multiple different paths that join in, as well as different points on their path. So we don't consider any question to be a stupid question. Let's see. Do have some updates. The Discord integration on TikTok is mostly working now. So our Weirdo fan club members should automatically get sent an invitation to the Discord after they send their heart me for the day. And once you join, it's pretty much easy going from there. It's fixed on TikTok's side, not on Discord's side, so it's still not automatically upgrading members yet. But it will eventually. TikTok fixed theirs, gotta wait for Discord to fix theirs. We do have our YouTube channel live as well, where you can watch recaps of these lives, as well as some short form content, and later there will be long form content coming up. It's trying to get me to invite people as guests. But we are trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at 20 right now. If we get to 50, I can start streaming there as well. That might be a little more accessible for some people. Not everyone has TikTok. But we'll stream on both once we reach that point. Hey there, Tamara. How's it going tonight? Hi there, Scragfist. Welcome in. Duck Defender. Good to see ya. It's trying to get me to invite people as guests, and I'm not wanting to. Gorilla Nuts. You got me there. Welcome in. Carrie Crocker. Welcome in. Glad to see you. We are offering free rune readings as well as Q&A. And it's not just on pagan. I am a woodworker as well. If you look on my account, I answered some questions about that last week as well. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for joining the live. I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands, so I have to put them in my pockets, or I'm going to spend the whole time doing this. Welcome, Hail Odin, Hail Thor. Yeah, I can read that. I should be able to, right? If I'm offering free rune readings, should be able to read that. Welcome in, welcome in. If you would like a rune reading, just drop down in chat that you would like one. Or if you have any Q&A questions, again, just drop it in chat. Thank you for the likes and the follow. We do have a goal tonight for our fan club of 5 new members. Once you join the fan club, you do get access to some exclusive content as well as our exclusive Discord. There are parts of the Discord that don't require that, but for the exclusive parts, that is behind the Weirdos name. So to join the fan club, all you have to do is send one heart me. Our goal tonight is 5 new heart me's. And I'm doing the Ricky Bobby thing. Yes, free rune readings and... Oh, that's a summary. AI summary. That gets me every time. Every time. Welcome in, welcome in. Journey with Ellie and Pete's Paws and Jim. Mormon Boy. It doesn't show me your whole name. Sped. Grumpy. Welcome in, Grumpy. Thanks for joining the live. AI summary. Yep. Free rune readings and answering any Q&As. Whether it be about any paganism, really. I mean, if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. But yeah, free Q&A, free rune readings. If you'd like a rune reading or have a question, just drop it down in chat. I do also have some that were asked outside of this that I'll probably address a little bit later once things start kind of getting going. Welcome, 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 welcome. John, Bubbles, Liz, Jeannie, Renee. Welcome, Beware Bear. I like that name. Never had a rune reading. Oh, it's a lot like tarot. Have you ever had tarot? Or oracle? Yes, okay, so it's similar, not quite the same. Would you like one? I can do one for you. Yes. Oh, wait, that's from the previous question. Yes, please. Okay. So tonight, I've decided I felt like using my stones tonight. And I'll hold them up to the camera, and then I'm going to set them over here. And if we want, I can move the camera if we want to see the layout. So just going to mix them up here. All right. And I've started doing this out loud, but generally what I'm thinking if someone's just asking for a general reading is oh, thank you for the heart me. Welcome to the fan club. But generally, sorry, got sidetracked there. Thank you. But in my head, usually I'm thinking, give me a message that, in this example, the wandering sage needs to hear. So I'm just going to reach in and grab one. So the situation that we'll be talking about tonight is going to have to do with your passion and inner fire. This is Kanos. All the Aesir gods like Odin, Thor, Loki. It can involve anything. So Kanos is the rune of inner fire, passion, motivation, creativity. So that tells us the situation that we're addressing tonight. So I'm trying to do this where you can see it. I decided to stand this time. Aiwas, this is going to be your past. Okay? So Aiwas, that's Aiwas, is the rune of death and rebirth. So it's kind of like the Death Tarot card, where it's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So in the past, a cycle ended for you, and a new one began. And presently, you're passionate about this new cycle. It's important to you. So future, we got Tewaz. Tewaz is the warrior's rune. Often what we get is that from that is going to be one of sacrifice. You'll be successful, but it's going to cost something. So this thing that you're passionate about, that we're talking about, you're going to be successful if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to risk things, okay? Then, Berkano. Berkano is going to be your guiding force. Hello. So the guiding force here being Berkano, you are being driven because this is a new beginning. This is something new for you. That's actually helping you through this. Then, for the obstacle to overcome, Ansuz. So Ansuz is the rune of wisdom, communication, and knowledge. So, and then the overall reading, we've kind of gone over it, but we're going to go back through it here, is that you've ended a cycle and started a new one. Hello! You've ended a cycle and started a new one, and that's giving you a lot of passion and creativity. You're very passionate about this new cycle. It's important to you. And in the future, you will have to sacrifice something in order to continue to succeed in this. Use that fire while you have it to do that. You are being helped by this being a new beginning. It's something new to you. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's something new to you, and that's a good thing. That's helping you. But yeah, it may be, that obstacle being knowledge. It may be either that you don't know everything you need to know yet, which is fine. Be willing to learn. Or it may be that you think you know more than you do. And I know that's a problem I have often. Yeah. So one piece of advice, I always like to pull a rune as just one piece of advice to give you, is to balance yourself. So Dagaz represents the rising sun, sunrise. It represents the conquest of light over darkness, but it also brings forth balance. You got to be balanced. Keep yourself in check. Keep that energy balanced. Overall, sounds like you got some awesome stuff coming up. You just got to be ready for them. So I'm glad to hear that connected, that resonated. Let's see. I think I saw a question up here, but I may have already answered it. Involve the Aesir gods like Odin, Thor, Loki. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank you for the heart, me. Welcome to the fan club. yeah, Odin, Thor, Loki. That's my path. That's my belief system, is the Norse Pagan path. I do know little here's and there's. You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could do a reading for you, especially your first rune reading. That's awesome. But yeah, Odin, Thor, Loki, Skadi. I know a little bit on other paths, but I don't consider myself an expert in anything. I know a little bit, There's always something new to learn. And that's why I like doing these. I often learn something from you as well. And that is one of my favorite things about doing these lives. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes. Learn something new every day is always my goal. Always my goal. I love learning new things. And I've been surprised. Some of the things I learned in the last live we did last week, I was kind of surprised with some of the stuff I learned from someone who was in that live. They had a lot of, it was mostly recipes, but it was really useful information. Ooh, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you so much. That's our first galaxy. Thank you so much, Wandering Sage. Thank you. Welcome in. I'm going to grab one now. I actually have a list here of a few questions that I've been asked outside of these lives, as well as some that kind of just pop up that I thought I'd bring into this. Quite a few of these actually really wanted to answer. Oh, thank you so much. But I saw quite a few of these. I was like, wow, these are awesome. So I thought I'd, sprinkle them in here and there. I'm going to start with do you consider yourself a beginner or an experienced practitioner? Yes. Yes, I don't really consider myself either. For me personally, I don't think there's necessarily a top. There's necessarily a point where you're Ricky Bobby again, where you're a super expert, unless, if you have a collegiate level degree in specifically Norse spirituality, I think you would be more likely to be considered an expert. But I myself, I don't consider myself an expert. I'm constantly learning. I like to be able to help anyone wherever I can. But that was one that I liked. I actually went through all of these last night and was reading through them and liked them. There's a lot of good questions in here. Some of them are kind of repeat it, like asking the same thing in different terms. But I thought I'd bring in some questions with me to answer right here on live. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome to the live. Thank you for all the likes, all the gifts. Oh, we got 2 new weirdos. Thank you very much. Yeah, last time I did this, I actually had the camera over here and I was sitting and I wanted to stand this time. So I moved it, new camera angle. I do have a chair if I get lazy though. Grab a drink of water. Welcome in, welcome in. So glad to see everyone. Welcome to the live. We are offering free rune readings and Q&A. You'll notice it doesn't say Norse Pagan Q&A, it just says Pagan Q&A. I'll answer any questions you have to the best of my ability, and if I don't know the answer, odds are I know someone who does. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Welcome to the fan club. 720 likes already. We are off to a great start. Thank you for everyone for joining. My necklace, yes, so I'll take it off and show you. And I'll show you something over here in a minute. So this necklace is, I call it my Gungnir. It's a spearhead. I wear this when I'm feeling particularly connected to Odin, or when I'm in a situation where I may need to communicate, or where I want to tap into that inner wisdom, inner knowledge, inner intuition. I often will wear my spearhead. Over here, I actually, right there, you can see my other necklaces here. I've got my Mjolnir, I've got a raven necklace here, and a Yggdrasil. So I wear different necklaces, kind of depending on what I'm needing to be mindful of that day. So again, this one I wear when I want to communicate better. They're great for these lives. Oh, I love ravens. I love ravens. My wife is a huge fan of ravens as well. They're beautiful birds. I didn't know until probably a year or 2 ago that they're like parrots, they can talk. And so now when I think of ravens, I think of this video where a guy has his raven and he goes, and he has a deep voice, so he's like, tickle, tickle, and the bird goes, tickle, tickle. So every time I think of ravens, I think of that video. Now, drives my kids insane. We'll be driving, I'll just be like, tickle, tickle. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's worth looking up. Just look up raven tickle, tickle. Hello. Hello, Unhinged Strega. Welcome in. Yeah, I also have my my oath ring is over here as well. I got this at the, yes, they are amazing. My oath ring I got actually at the Renaissance Fair in Muskogee. And they had a bunch of them, but I'm not big into flashy like gold and silver, which is ironic, but I liked this kind of brass, bronze looking one. Back. Yes, I love ravens. I've been surprised how many ravens I've actually started noticing over the past few years since starting to follow this path. I never really noticed them before, and now I'm noticing them more. Oh, thank you. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I do also... Oh, thank you very much for following. Yeah, welcome to the fan club. You should get an invitation to the Weirdos Discord. If not, send me a private message and let me know. That's supposed to be working now. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I do also perform private readings at a local shop in Sand Springs, Oklahoma called Earth and Soul. I'm there every Sunday from noon to 5. We do also have other amazing readers and healers. We have Jean-Michel, who reads tarot. Let's see, we've got Thunderbird, does Reiki and energy healings. And then Aaron also does healings and readings and all kinds of things. So it's an awesome store if you haven't checked it out. It is awesome. But they're also on here, actually. Usually Jean-Michel and Thunderbird will go live Monday and Wednesday. They're on a bit of a hiatus right now, but they'll be back next week. And then Aaron usually goes live, I think it's Friday at 10. But she might be on a hiatus as well. They've got some stuff going on. That AI summary is nearly perfect. A live rune reading session on Norse paganism. Ask your spiritual questions. Share those with me? I'll send them to you, absolutely. Yeah, I will send them to you. Yeah, I actually have an upcoming event with Jean-Michel. We'll be doing, we call it Runes to Ragnarok, and it's a 3-session series where the first session we actually go in depth on the first 8 runes. We go in depth on their meanings and their kind of intuitive feelings. And then after that, we actually use those in a, I'm not super versed in art, but it's abstract impressionist. Abstract impressionist watercoloring. And we've got kind of a little surprise in the middle that's really fun. Light refreshments provided. Definitely check out the link in my bio for more information on that. Welcome, welcome, Lebowski the OG. Welcome, Joe Markham. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Yeah, we are doing free rune readings and Q&A. If you have any questions or would like a rune reading, just drop down here in the comments that you'd like one. And I will... Absolutely, and happy birthday! Oh, you've got that live going on. Did you already do it, or is it tonight? You've got that big one going on. You are. Divine fingers. Woo. All right. Give me a message for divine. 8. I'll tune in. That'll be right around the time I'm ending this. All right, give me a message for Divinely Goddess for her birthday. Don't step away yet. Oh, we pulled this with a Berkano again. So, as was said before, Berkano is the rune of new beginnings. So you're starting something new. This was driven by the journey you've been on. Rido is the rune of movement. I feel like that music's too loud, because I can't even hear myself. There we go. Hey, Heather Carter. All right, sorry, back to your reading. So in the past, you've been on a journey. This could be physical, this could be spiritual, but in some way, you have been on a journey. In the future, we have the rune of wisdom. Again, wisdom and knowledge. You'll be gaining new knowledge, new wisdom. Your helping guide is the relationships you formed. Gabo is the rune of relationships. Specifically, relationships formed through an equal giving of gifts. And then, so the obstacle to overcome is that you are ending one cycle and beginning another. I know you read tarot, so you're familiar with the death card. This is the death rune. Overall, the reading I'm getting is that you're on a new path. You're on a new journey. Matthew, let me add you to the list here. Here in a little bit, I'll have some help with that. You're on a new path. You're starting something new, and that is phenomenal. You've been on a journey, and that's brought you here. that's brought you to this new beginning. And you will be experiencing gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom. Sorry, I have to remind myself which runes I pulled. Gabo and Iwas. Okay. So, you'll be gaining new wisdom. Oh, thank you so much for the Night Star. You will have to overcome the obstacle of a death cycle, which I know you read tarot, so you know what I'm talking about here. But you are being helped by the relationships you form. One piece of advice, one just simple rune to advise you through this. Yera. Yera is the harvest. In simplified terms, you reap what you sow. What you put out will come back. So the one piece of advice to give you is to keep that in mind. Welcome in, Melly B. Just keep in mind what you put out, you will receive in return. Does that resonate with you? Hello. Thank you all for all the likes. Spot on and thanks. You're very welcome. I'm glad to hear it resonated with you. Oh, welcome to the fan club. Thank you so much for the heart me. We did get the... I agree, it does sound like a good reading. We did get the Discord integration on TikTok side. Should be working now. So everyone who joins tonight should get a message or an invite to the Weirdos Fan Club Discord. If you don't, feel free to message me. It does not work on Discord's end in that it's not going to automatically upgrade your role. But when you go to join it, there's a questionnaire, and one of the questions is, are you a fan club member? Just say yes in that. It helps me a lot if your username matches, but if it doesn't, that's fine. I should be able to figure it out. You can also just send me a direct message, a private message, letting me know what your Discord username is. That way I can make sure to upgrade your status. The fan clubs get access to an exclusive part of the Discord, exclusive chats, exclusive Q&As, as well as the members-only all thing, which as we kind of progress, there will be opportunities for you to actually impact the direction I go with these lives and with these channels, or with this channel. We do also have our YouTube is live. We are trying to get to 50 subscribers. That way I can do lives on there as well. That's, I think, a little more accessible for some people who may not have TikTok or just may not prefer TikTok. So I'll be streaming on both kind of once we reach that point. But we got to get to 50 subscribers first. But that is live. The link is in my bio, as well as the link to the Discord. So even if you don't join the fan club membership, you can still join the Discord. There's just a few parts of it that are members only. I'm still new to the Norse Pagan. I think everyone's always new. There's always more to learn. Found on YouTube. So if you go to my profile, either during this or after, it's up to you. You can just click the name up there. There is a link tree in my bio, and the YouTube link is on there. So now, Matthew, will go ahead and do your reading as well. You can also go just on YouTube and type in the Rune Realist, and it will pull up. I got that name before anyone else did. So, give me a message that Matthew needs to hear. All right, so the situation we're referencing is going to be Tewaz, Discord, and your link. I'll have to look into that later. It should be on there. It should say, like, join the Weirdos Longhouse, I think is what it says. You might have to scroll down. I'll pull it up. I can pull it up on my computer in a minute. All right, so Matthew, the situation we're talking about is one Tewaz is the rune of success through sacrifice. It's the warrior's rune. You're currently going through a situation where you're going to be experiencing some sacrifices in order to continue through it, in order to make it through. But you will succeed if you do. This one again. This one's our lingering one tonight. Berkano. So in the past you experienced a new beginning. I like Berkano. I'm going to shake these up a little more. All right, you are literally sticking to my finger. Now these is your future. Now these is the rune of need or lack of resources needed. So, what is helping you through this is your inner strength. Urus, I actually posted Urus today on everywhere. Urus is the rune of raw, primal inner strength. Thank you for all the likes. Welcome in, welcome in. Now the obstacle you'll have to overcome. We actually got Ansu's in reverse. So generally when we get a reversal, that gives the opposite meaning for the most part. So the obstacle you'll have to overcome is going to be lacking the knowledge you need to get through. This new beginning that you've gone through, that you've started, has led you to a situation where you've got to give in order to get. Through that, the upcoming likely outcome is that you're not going to have the resources you need, or that you want at least, to get the outcome you want. And that's fine. That just means make use of the resources you have. That's a rune of survival. You are being helped by your inner strength, and that is great. You have the strength within you to handle this situation. But you will need to overcome that lack of knowledge, that lack of wisdom that you need. And that just means you learn something in order to get through it. The one piece of advice to give you, we pulled Gabo. Okay? Gabo is the rune of relationships. We just went through this. Gabo is the rune of relationships. What that's telling you is that the relationships you've formed, your friends, your family, the people who matter to you, they're there for you. You can lean on them. You can talk to them. They're there for you. The one piece of advice to give you is to remember that. And they're there for you. Does that resonate? Thank you very much. Oh, I'm glad you found it. Good, I'm glad that resonates. Is there anything you'd like more context on? I can definitely draw another rune for context if you'd like. Sure, okay. What part would you like context on? You just say, I would like a reading. And I'll add you to the list. Sorry, I'm writing names. Okay. I'd like a reading, please. All right, I've got you on the list there. The knowledge that you're lacking. Or rather, what knowledge you need to gain. So for the knowledge we pulled Aiwas. Aiwas is the death rune. And we just went over this, that it represents the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. I think that there's some knowledge that you may have left behind with this new beginning that you need to pick back up. Whatever was before that new beginning, that had some knowledge that you need to take with you into this situation, into what you're dealing with. That's the knowledge you'll have to overcome. That's the knowledge you'll need to gain. Or rather, gain is almost kind of a weird thing. You may just have to relearn something you already knew. Does that make sense? Welcome, welcome. Supremacy is Ria. I'm sure there's more to it than that. You're very welcome. I'm glad to hear it resonates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for all the likes, all the interactions. Welcome to all our new weirdos. We are offering rune readings and Q&A. If you have any questions or would like a rune reading, just drop it down in the comments. And we'll go ahead and do our next reading. We have Heather Carter. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. All right. A message that Heather needs to hear today. My fingers are adequately sweaty for this. All right. Solo. That is solo. No, it is not. Yes, it is. What am I doing? Can't read my own literal chicken scratch. All right. So solo is the rune of success. Tewaz again. You sacrificed in order to get success. You're going through success. You're experiencing success. Upcoming, we have Algis inverted. Algis is a rune of protection, divine protection specifically. It's a shield. It's an armor. It being inverted is telling you you'll be dropping your guard. You won't be so guarded. The thing that's helping you, inverted urus. The thing that's helping you is, that's interesting. Urus is the rune of primal inner strength. It represents the wild oryx, which is an untamable beast. But it being in reverse suggests quite the opposite. The thing that's helping you is letting yourself be a little vulnerable, which actually pairs well with the dropping your guard. The obstacle you'll have to overcome. Thorisaz. Thorisaz is an interesting rune because just as it's a protective rune, it also represents challenges and obstacles, which the irony of the obstacle rune coming up in the obstacle position is there. It's warning you. Thorisaz presents a warning. You've got this obstacle that you've got to get over. Dropping your guard will actually help you get through this. You have success available to you, but you got to drop your guard. One piece of advice to give you to go along with this reading. Othala. Othala is the rune of ancestors and ancestral inheritance. This going along with Algis in the inverted position suggests it's time to let your ancestors help you. Okay? Algis represents divine protection, usually. when it's upright. It being down inverted kind of says that this isn't a situation that the divine is going to protect you through. You have your ancestors. They're there for you. Yes, downright, yeah. You have your ancestors there. If you follow a pagan path, you may already know of ancestral veneration and working with your ancestors. If you haven't done much with that, this is suggesting it's time to. Does that resonate? Good evening. I've already got you on the list. I saw your message. You're very welcome. Is there anything you would like context on? I can pull another rune for you. Yes, Daniela. Hello. I've got you on the list. I saw your message or your comment before the live. Welcome in. Good. I'm glad that resonates. Well. You're very welcome. In fact, we'll go ahead and do your reading if you're ready. Thank you for all the shares. Job-related reading? I can do a job-related reading. Can we get a job-related reading? Let me add you to the list. Strega. Oh, one of my incense sticks went out. AJ. Absolutely nothing about this, just to let you know. You don't need to. So have you ever had a tarot reading or an oracle reading before? AJ, let me add you. All right. Oh, I have to actually swipe down. Yes. Okay, so there's a lot of similarities. Actually, very similar. It's kind of just a different version of this of divination. So, what we'll do a general reading. And what I'm going to ask the runes is to give me a message that you need to hear. Thank you for the repost, the shares. Welcome, Zombie Tea Party. So the situation that this reading is going to be referencing is the rune Kenaz. So the rune Kenaz is the rune of passion, motivation, inner fire. The situation that we are addressing is one that you're very passionate about. I try to remember to do this up here so you can see me do it. In the past position, we have Uruz. Okay? Uruz is the rune of inner strength. It's primal inner strength. I actually posted earlier today breakdown on Rurus. I have a dog named Rune. We call her Ruru. Uruz. It represents the oryx, which is an untamable bovine that used to roam Europe. Uruz represents that raw inner strength. And in the future position, we have Yera. Yera is the rune of harvest. What Yera tells us is essentially you reap what you sow. The guidance, the thing that's helping you through this, is the self. Manas is the rune of the self, of your identity. Then the obstacle to overcome is Solo. That's interesting to be in the obstacle position, I will admit, because that is the rune of success. To overcome success, I think it's, what I feel like it's telling you is, as you succeed, don't let that be the end. I think a lot of us reach this point where it's like, woo, I won, game's over. Game's not over. You've still got things to do. As well, don't let the success go to your head, because you reap what you sow. Okay, when we have our successes, we don't want to go and be a sore winner, because that comes back around. One piece of advice to give you to go along with this reading. Wunyo. Wunyo is the rune of joy, pleasure, happiness, contentment. What that tells us is that happiness is available to you. It's there. You gotta let it in. Let yourself be happy. Overall, what this whole reading is telling us, I'm going to start doing the cards so I can bring it over here without it falling. Overall, what this reading is telling us is that you got to a position where you get to be, you have this thing you're passionate about, this thing that matters to you. You got there because you had the strength to do it. You will reap what you've sown, the seeds you've sown. You are being guided by yourself, your sense of identity. You know who you are, and that is guiding you. You will need to overcome success itself, which is wild to think about. It's wild to think about, but I feel as though this is saying you're gonna succeed, but don't let that be the end. Don't think that it's over just because you win some. The happiness is there. It's available to you. You just got to let yourself be happy. Does that resonate? Is there anything you would like more context on? I can always pull more runes. Yes, it resonates. Confused about the success. I am too. I am too. It's for real. Let him cook. So let's ask a little bit about the success that it's referencing. See if it can give us a little more context on that. Complete sense. Yeah. Okay, so we pulled Dagas. Yeah. Ring lights are a great idea till you have shiny rocks. So, Dagas is the rune of balance, which, too, but everything makes totally. So, what that tells me, the kind of confirmation it's giving me, is what I was saying about being balanced in that success. As when you experience this success, oh, the missus just walked in. When you experience this success, be balanced with it. That what I said about don't let success go to your head. Don't let it throw you. Don't let it push you to be a sore winner. Be balanced with it. Does that make a little bit more sense? Welcome, Thuris Mathu. Good, good. I'm glad it's connecting. Sometimes, so I've done these for myself, and I've had that same thing where this one aspect, I'm like, I can't, what is this talking about? And it's, for me, it's like 2 days. 2 days, I'm like, oh, there it is. That's what it's talking about. It clicks. So sometimes I've had that happen for me, as well as for others. I've had others come back and be like, yeah, I get it now. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining in. Don't forget to send those weekly heart me's. Talking to success isn't happened yet, but it will. And when it does, it's telling me not to be bitter about my past. Yeah, yeah. Be balanced with it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you very much, AJ. Welcome to the fan club. Thank you. And AJ, I do have you next. Wait, do I? Sorry, I have Strega next. We'll go ahead and read you, AJ, since I said you're next. Had to read one line up. All right. So the situation that we are referencing, we pulled Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune. If you're familiar with tarot, it's the Tower card. Major upheaval, major obstacles. It represents hail, being an unstoppably destructive force of nature. You're in a situation that is ending, and it's ending big, with a boom. What led you into this situation was passion and creativity. That inner fire, that inner passion brought you here. Oh, thank you so much. Kitty. The likely outcome is Isa. Isa is a misunderstood rune. Isa represents stagnation and ice. A lot of people, they hear the stagnation part and they kind of get hung up on that. The thing about that stagnation, that being stuck, is it tells you to be patient. The guiding energy, the thing that's helping you through this, Naudis. Naudis is the rune of lacking, of need. You are actually being aided by not having all the resources you need. This is going to be a weird one. The obstacle to overcome is joy and happiness. It's an interesting one. I already feel like I need more context for that. We'll skim back through it in a minute. The one piece of advice to get through this, Algis. So Algis is the rune of divine protection. Your gods or God, whoever they may be, they've got your back. You are protected. Let me feel this one for a second. That Wunyo as your obstacle is interesting. Oh, well, they've got your back through this. They've got your back through this. You are protected. You're going through a major upheaval, a major change, and it's not a quiet one. Usually when Hagalaz is pulled, and whoever it's pulled for knows exactly what I'm talking about when I bring it up. You were brought to that because you were very passionate about something, but it's ending. You put a lot of energy into it. Now a lot of energy is going to come out of it. It's going to leave you a little stuck. It's going to leave you a little, what do I do now? Stagnant. You're being guided through this. The thing that's kind of continuous through this is not having the resources to get the outcome you want. The thing I'm honestly having a hard time getting a feel on is this obstacle of joy and happiness. It's almost, the feeling I get is like, I do this sometimes, is focusing on joy. And yeah, that's actually where I was getting to, is like, you feel like you can't be happy. You've got to overcome that. You know, you're allowed to feel joy. You're allowed to feel happiness. Even in these little things in your day-to-day, you're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to let that in. But you may have to put some of these things that like make you feel that joy and happiness, you may have to kind of set it to the side and deal with the task at hand, and then come back to it sometimes. You know, think of it like you've got a budget. but you have an event coming up you really want to go to, but you're like right at your budget for the month. Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah. What was the phrase that I had learned? Emotional currency. Emotional currency is the phrase I had been learned. And it's making sure you're putting that emotional currency in the right places. Would you like any further context? Or does that seem to resonate? I'm going to relight my incense while I'm pacing myself on the incense this time. I lit too many last time. What do I need to do first? What do you need to do first? Ingvas. So Ingvas is the rune of the sowing. It's fertility, it's planting seeds. It's sort of the inverse to the harvest. You know, the harvest is you reap what you sow. Ingvas is sowing the seeds. What you need to do is you need to plant the seeds for what you need. For what you need to be successful. That could be a lot of different things. That could be planting seeds in relationships. It could be planting seeds financially. It could be a lot of different things. But what you need to get through this situation, now you need to be planting those seeds. You need to be preparing yourself to harvest later. Fire! Thank you, Justin. From grief. From grief. Going through grief is tough. That's a very hard one to get through. Planting the seeds now to help you through that grief. And that's really hard to do when you're going through grief. It's really hard to expend that energy and that emotional currency. But that is what this is telling you to do. Focus on what needs to be planted. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's a matter of these. Yeah. I could keep talking, but I'm going to talk myself too far. Thank you, Justin. I think this one was a gift. Do you remember, was this the one for Yule? Or is it that one that was for Yule?
I don't know.
Where'd I get that? I can't keep I got two mugs. This one was a gift. And thank you. I like it a lot. Oh, there is a notebook over there for you as well. The missus has returned from her venture.
Adulting sucks.
Yeah, you might have to do for yourself. Plant the seeds for yourself. Adulting does suck. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. A little off topic here. I don't know how many in the chat are gamers, but I'm a PlayStation gamer, and the old Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 Call of Duties just released on PlayStation last week, PlayStation 4. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That means that you have no idea how much that means to me. You game? Heck yeah. Yeah. But you know, so PS4, PS5 just got the original Black Ops games, and I was playing one of them, and I'm like, I think I told her, I'm like, I don't want to be an adult anymore. I want to be a teenager again. And I want to do that again. Yeah. Yeah, kiddo's got a bum ear. Warpath, no people getting close. That's when I met my person. Aww. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I want to be like 16 again. Although at 16, I couldn't do other stuff I wanted to do, so. But yeah. Let's see. We do have Strega is next for the career reading. Yeah, I liked being 16 because I didn't have bills and responsibilities, but I also couldn't do half the stuff I do now. That's me. Yes, it is. All right. So, do you have a specific question regarding career, or do you just want to just kind of tell us about your career? Welcome, Global Wave. Ooh, I want to try to pronounce that. Welcome, Trollkvina. Tell me if I got that right or wrong. Welcome, Curiosity. I think it's inspired. It only shows me a little bit of the name. Oh, thanks. You as well. Yeah. It's... Meditation goes a long way. Surprisingly long way. Oh, I have to tell it I'm still live, so 1 second. Yes, I'm still here. You got a close-up of the face. All right. Just wondering what direction it could be going. What direction is it going? I actually have 2 sticking to my fingers right now. I think it's going to be your first 2. Shake them around a little bit. The situation, you are reaping... Oh, there we go. You are reaping what you've sown. Yera, the harvest. It took me a long time to start to be able to do meditation. That's for sure. At first it was just sitting there with my eyes closed. The breathing was the part I had a hard time with. Ancestry. Ancestral inheritance is in your past. And in your future, I think this is the first time we've pulled this rune online. This is the rune of Wyrd. Wyrd is fate. The guiding help through this, you are protected divinely. Your gods are protecting you. They've got your back through this. The obstacle you'll need to overcome is your inner fire, your passion, creativity, motivation. I don't feel that that's telling you to scale back. But you'll have to be creative to continue going forward. The one piece of advice to give you, Gabo is the rune of relationships, mutually beneficial relationships, specifically. What Gabo brings to mind, what it brings to attention, is if you give too much, you're left in need. If you give too little... Thank you! Aw. Justin's GF here. Thank you. Sorry, I was reading and it's fast right now for me. Anyway, sorry. The thing to lean on is those relationships. Give too much and you're left in need. Give too little and the scales are imbalanced. Don't take more than you give. Don't give more than you take, if that makes sense. Lean on a balanced relationship. You are reaping what you've sown. The seeds you've sown, you're getting back. The ancestral inheritance in the past, your ancestry and a connection to them brought you here. You are heading towards your fate. You are on the fated path. Be creative in how you handle this. You are protected. Does that resonate, Strega? Woo, donut! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone, don't forget, send your weekly heart me. I keep saying meet me. Heart me for your fan club, for the fan club. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad that resonates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the lives. Or likes. I wear my necklace for communication and I still can't talk. Yeah, don't forget to send your weekly heart me's to stay up on the fan club. Fan club members do get access to exclusive emojis, exclusive content as well. The integration is supposed to be working now, so you should get, if you send that heart me, you should get an invite to the Weirdos Longhouse Discord. You'll be able to join through there. It is supposed to be working on the TikTok side. The Discord side is another story. It's still not connecting right from what I have seen, so it's not automatically bumping people up to Weirdo Roll. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the fan club. But yeah, it's not automatically bumping people up, but that's fine when you join. Presence that people have working in their favor. Yes, me too. Yes, hello. Sorry, but when you go to join the Discord, you fill out a few questions and it asks you if you're a fan club member. It helps a lot if your username on there is the same as on here. If not, just send me a message on here letting me know what it is on there, and I will bump you up to Weirdo. Weirdo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the club cheers and the heart me's. Welcome in. I think we've reached our goal on heart me's, haven't we? Yeah.
You off from what I can see.
Well, that's weird. So it looks like we got 6 today. 2 out of 5, yeah. Oh, thank you. And you don't have to be a fan club member to join the Discord. Hello. Oh, welcome in. Uh-oh, sounds like Justin's in trouble. No, but you don't have to be a fan to join the Discord, but there are exclusive chats and polls and opportunities on there. Here. I got here. Welcome in, welcome in. I am offering free rune readings as well as Q&A. If you would like a rune reading, or if you have any questions, just drop it down in chat. I'd be more than happy. Room reading. Yeah, I can do that for you. Let's see. Lucy Lou Who. Lucy. Sounds awful. New readings. Ooh, I'm gonna get to that. Can you note that down?
I'm writing it.
Alright, I've got Lucy. Justin, are you wanting one as well? Birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Don't
Heck
forget
yeah.
Justin's girlfriend. See if he wants a reading.
That is Justin's girlfriend. Lucy Lou Who. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Justin, let me add you to the list here. Hope you got her a good birthday present. Dirty 30. Ooh, 2 years. 2 years for me. My back already hurts. All right, Lucy Lou Who. Let's do a reading. Dirty 30 birthday reading. All right, so the situation that this is addressing. Now these. Got her a gift. Good. So now these is the rune of lacking what you need, lacking the resources you need. You're going through a situation that you are not equipped for. Could be financially, could be, just you physically don't have something you need. You were brought here by something new in your life. Sorry, Berkano. Berkano is the rune of new beginnings. You started something new, but you don't have the resources for it right now. The likely outcome, Hagalaz. You're going to be experiencing a major change, a big one. Hagalaz, it's a tower card, if you're familiar with tarot. Hagalaz is hail. It's a destructive force of nature. Oh, she doesn't like my notebook that I gave her.
You gave me a Jesus notebook. No.
I've had that since I was like 10. It had like car notes in it.
This
Sorry.
is the truth tour.
So, Hagalaz is kind of like the tower card. It's a major upheaval, major obstacle you'll be coming up to. There's going to be a major change coming up. And it's not going to be a quiet one. You are being guided by the relationships you've formed. Gabo is the rune of balanced relationships. The one we were just talking about a minute ago. Don't give more than you receive, and don't receive more than you give. Ooh. The obstacle to overcome, to get through this. Isa. We were talking about Isa a few minutes ago. It's a very misunderstood rune. It does mean stagnation or being stuck, frozen. But what it tells you is to be patient. Ice thaws. One piece of advice to give you for this. Urus. Inner strength. Primal, wild, raw strength. You've got this. You've got the inner strength to handle this situation. Got major changes. And they're going to cause a lot of uproar coming up. You started something new, and that's awesome. You don't quite have what you need right now to deal with it, and that's leading you towards, it's going to be a lot of big changes, really loud, really quick. You have your relationships you can lean on, your friendships, your family. Justin, you've got what you need. Oh, you've got people there for you. Just make sure it's balanced. You've got this. You've got that strength in you. You've got it. Does that resonate? Is there anything more you'd like more context on? I can always pull more runes. I can pull up to 25 of them. I keep telling her. Good. I'm glad that resonates. I'm glad you understand. All right, Justin, it's your turn. Put me in my heels. Oh. You've got this. You've got that strength. You've got You got that dog in you, right? All right, Justin. Success. My sweet Cancer. Oh. See, I'm glad we didn't block that word. Perfectly innocent reason to say it.
Hold on, I'm catching it. Oh, there it is.
Oh. All right, so you've got some successes going on, and that's awesome. You were brought here by yourself. Your sense of self and knowing who you are and becoming who you are. I was like, oh my God. Your sense of self is bringing you success. You are bringing yourself success, and that is phenomenal. The likely outcome, need. Now these. So we were just talking about this, not having the resources that you want, or rather that you need in order to get the outcome you want. I think we had one a little bit like this earlier, where you don't think that success is the end of the story. Oh, thank you, Witchy Dixie. Welcome. Do not think that success is the end of the story. You got to keep going afterwards. It's awesome to win, but the game's not over. Exactly. You are being guided by that warrior. Okay? Tewaz represents success through sacrifice. I shot my shot to love. Aww. The obstacle you will have to overcome. Sorry, I'm reading. It's so sweet. Let yourself be vulnerable. Urus. Urus reversed. Urus in reverse. So we talked about Urus before. It's that inner strength, that power. Raw, untamed power. We have it in reverse. You don't have to be so. Okay? Let yourself be a little vulnerable. Reel yourself back a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I understand that.
Boy.
Interesting. So the one piece of advice to give you for this reading, we pulled Hagalaz. The Tower card. Why does that one keep coming up tonight? I'm about to change rooms.
Bring out the bones.
So Hagalaz, we were just talking about major upheaval, major changes really fast. Okay? Hagalaz being in the one piece of advice to give you, I feel it's telling you to be ready for it. Be prepared and make some changes. Yeah, we had an entirely different stalker rune at the beginning of this. At the beginning of this live, we were getting Berkana over and over, and now we're getting Hagalaz.
I'm sorry, I came home.
So, be prepared for some major changes, major upheavals, major obstacles coming your way, because they're coming. She brought it with her. Bring it. Weren't we just talking about being more vulnerable? Aw, y'all. I'm gonna try a different one. This incense over here keeps going out.
It doesn't want to work.
It's kind of old now. I need... they're not on here. I need someone to restock their supply. Chaos equals fun. Yeah, true.
That part right there just needs to be recorded and sent.
What, the chaos equals fun?
No, I need them to resupply.
For y'all who don't know what I'm referencing, I do live, or not live, but personal private rune readings at Earth and Soul in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. And they need to restock their supply because that is my last 3 sticks of Wild Berry Zen. And it's one of my favorites. Good way to put it,
I
dude.
have smaller stick versions.
Mind over mayhem. It's not tarot. So the AI summary pops up. It says, a tarot reading discussing a coming upheaval. Ask for a personalized reading. What's funny is that later, when we're talking more and more about runes, it's going to say room when I need it. Yeah. Can't trust AI. Not getting into that. Yeah. That's funny. All right. So let's see. Got Justin's reading we just did. What was the question we had?
It was, do you feel more spiritual presence when you give readings?
Yes and no.
From Heather Carter.
Yeah, yes and no. Heather, AI chat gets funny. Yes, it does. So Heather, do I get more spiritual presence when performing rune readings? Skull. Yay, using the custom ones. So it's been different for different people. So there are some times where I really feel vibrating. Trying to find a ghost. Oh goodness. I call it vibrating. It's the best way I can describe that. That's the spiritual feeling I get is vibrating. Usually it's, especially up here, it's like bees almost. For some rune readings, yeah, I get this real, like it's real intense. Like I almost I gotta go take a break afterwards. But then sometimes it's fairly kind of, welcome Thunderbird, welcome.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we were just talking about Earth and Soul, and I was saying I need more of the Zen and wild berry incense. We were just talking about that. Yeah. A relief. Yeah. You know, I've had some readings that I've done, and it's like, it's hard to describe. And I mostly get this with the bones, and this is why the bones don't make that many appearances, because they channel differently, I guess. It's very intense. I've had pretty much all of my most intense readings have been through the bones. Do something different. So the bones, I say they have their own opinions on how things are going to go. They don't answer the question I ask most of the time. They answer the question they want to answer. And some of those readings have gotten very deep and very intense very quickly. Yeah, interesting is putting it lightly. Y'all, don't forget, send your weekly meet me, or I did it again, heart me's. Yeah, they are cool. I'm willing to show them. Although last time I showed them, I ended up doing readings with them.
They call to you.
They do call to me way too often. An understatement. Yeah. So I keep them in this bag. And I carved these myself. Carved and painted myself. Oh, thank you, Justin. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Welcome in. For those of y'all who weren't here before, our YouTube. I've been doing too much social media today. Our YouTube is up. It is running. I am posting. But I need your help. I can't go live on there until 50 subscribers. The link is in my bio. Then we can go live on YouTube as well. Did I talk about Freya? I can talk about Freya. I have a cat outside named Freya.
She's a stray that showed up when we were talking about Freya.
Yeah, she came up. We were talking about, long story short, it was a meditation, a channeling meditation, and we were talking about Freya because of something that I kind of experienced through that, and this cat comes running up, and usually I'm like, okay, go on. You know, we live out in the country, so we get a lot of random stray animals. Usually the cats run off. This one didn't. It was like, I was like, Freya? And this cat ran up, like, started curling up on my legs and meowing at me after that, so it's stuck ever since.
And she had babies,
Freya.
which we loved.
Yeah, we can talk about Freya, absolutely. What would you like to know about Freya? How do you feel about Easter? Is it a fertility holiday? Easter, I'm pretty sure Easter is a holiday about a bunny and a guy coming back to life after 3 days. Ostara is more of a fertility holiday. Sorry, I'm just being ornery. Or Eoster. Is Eoster the other one? It's Easter, Ostara, and Eoster, I believe. Astra. Yeah, I mean, I always treat it as more of a fertility holiday. That's when we planted the garden, wasn't it? No, that's when we dug the garden. And I think we planted some flowers or seeds.
We planted flowers.
We planted seeds. We got seeds started. That's what it was. I spent the day outside though. It was hot. Came back in later, and I was glad to be back inside. But how do I feel about Easter? Is it a fertility holiday? I'd say yeah. We planted. I say garden. I'm probably overly utilitarian on things. That's why like everything I make has to have a second purpose. But I don't usually plant just flowers unless it's like, oh, it'll draw in pollinators. So we planted tomatoes and squash and peppers and so on and so forth. I want to eat it, you know. Very into food. Yeah, we've gotten 4 squash so far, and all of them have been eaten. Then our yellow squash plant got eaten by bugs. We got squash bugs. I've got scallop squash. That's going to be a new experience for me. I haven't tried that yet. Yeah. I think I see it as a fertility holiday. You know, I mean, I think all the research I've done has in the past is pretty much agreed, and I that's when I plant my seeds. Little kisses. Aw, thank you. Am I Nordic pagan? Yes, I'm modernist Nordic. I'm not. Sorry. Oh, I'll pull this one forward. I gotta sit for just a minute. Yes, I am Nordic pagan, Nordic centric, but I am a modernist pagan. So, rune sets do I have? We'll get there. Give me just a minute. No, but I don't practice the what is it called? Fornseither. The trying to practice it exactly the way the ancestors did. I practice a little more with how it feels right to me. Oh yeah. So there's multiple branches of Norse paganism. Kind of the accepted legal umbrella term is Asatru. That's what was accepted. But that's based in Iceland at the Asatruarfelagid. But within that, there's multiple paths. There's Austru, Vanatru is where you work primarily with the Vanir. Hello. What else? Rockatru, which is primarily working with chaos deities, so like Loki, Fenrir. And then Fornsida. I can never pronounce it correctly. See, I only needed to sit for a moment. Loves his Odin. But Fornsida is a very I love Finnery, yeah. It's a very traditional, conservative way of practicing, trying to practice it as close as possible to how the Vikings and pre-Vikings did. Then you have more modernist pagans where you get a little bit more of a mixture of a lot of modern spiritual practices that get involved. Some of it is what's referred to as Wicca true, where it's kind of a mix of Wicca and it's like very Wicca heavy, but his little oh, y'all are gonna make me blush. But it's very, like, the practice is very similar to Wicca, but with almost exclusively Nordic deities. Then a lot of the modern spiritualism has a lot to do with going where it feels right, doing what feels right, and that's what kind of I do. I go where I feel I'm supposed to go, do what I'm supposed to do. Good song. Valhalla Calling Me. So I don't practice I don't do the older way or not older way, but the super strict traditional way. In my opinion, I think that because there's not a guidebook that was written by someone in 500 CE. Yeah, that's true. That is true. A lot of different paths within one branch. You've got the branch and then a bunch of little branches. There's even Thursatru or whatever it is, where you work with giants. That one's kind of neat, conceptually. Valhalla calling me. Love the miracle of sound. Really is interesting. Yeah. So how many rune sets do I have? Well, good question. So here's my first rune set. This came in a Norse, yes it is, it's a fun song. This came in a Norse altar kit that I got at a local witchy store about a year before it ended up closing down. And these are resin. Funny, I actually have two sets that are black and gold. These are resin. So there's one. I've got my wooden set here. These were a gift from my mother-in-law, I believe it was. I believe they are African Paduk. They're big blocky ones. That's my wooden set. Let's see, and then just straight up runes. What we'll look at first, I've got the stones I've been using all night. I was taking a better look at these earlier because I thought they were hematite for a long time, but looking at them closer, it even looks like hematite on the camera, at least from what I can see. I'm pretty sure these are tourmaline, the more I've looked at them. Oh, thank you so much. So let's see, 1, 2, 3... Open my little box here. This box, I'm going to show it to you. This is actually, if you go on my page, it is the very first thing I posted on TikTok. It also made an appearance in the recent video I posted announcing that I was going to start going live. So then we saw a brief visit from these earlier. The bones are coyote. I got the bones at the the Oddities and Curiosities Expo when they came to Tulsa. Tourmaline is for spiritual protection. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these are coyote bones. Don't remember what kind of bone, like where they came from. I think it's from the foot. I got them at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. No, Tulsa. I am in Oklahoma. And then the ones I actually work with most often are these. These are bicycle playing cards. You can get them on Amazon. Arizona. No, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. But they travel all over the country for that. So these are actually the ones I use most often. They are bicycle playing cards. I can shuffle them easily. They're comfortable to use. And because each rune is in here twice. Oh, thank you. I like these ones. So each rune is actually in here twice. But then you also have your... You find one. Aces. There we go. And aces have their own design. So do the jokers. So what that allows me to do is I have now, I have the ability to have a rune or a card, specifically two of them, to exclusively mean divine intervention. That is a cool name. But to specifically mean divine intervention, and then I have 4 cards that could mean fate or will. These are really good for really big readings. Actually, on our last live, I did, it was a 6 months in runes, 24 cards for that one. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the Runes Oracle. This is actually 2 decks in 1. Pretty good value, actually. I haven't worked with these in quite a while, but I liked them. They were really good to use as flashcards when I was first learning. So it's actually 2 decks, a blue and an orange. Or blue and white and orange and black. And it has a little blurb at the bottom. So when I was first learning the runes, these were really useful for that. Giving the cats catnip. Our cat doesn't care for catnip. She just kind of goes, yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, thank you. Yeah, these were great for learning, for sure. They'll use them as flashcards. Get back in there. And then I not just make these to like sell them. I have some myself to use. Really good for kind of quick, on the go rune dice. So these are all hand burned. These are hand burned. Everything I make is. We don't use those laser engravers around here. I lost count. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 that are straight up runes. I was gifted the Runic Tarot. I cannot for the life of me understand tarot. Oh, thank you. I cannot get a grip on tarot. But, so I've got the Runic Tarot. I got these recently. They are Yggdrasil Norse Divination cards. I got these up at a bookstore. And I thought, some things I thought are really cool is the person who wrote the book. So it's a father and daughter that made these cards. This is really cool. Father and daughter made these cards. The father was a part of the Reconstruction era of Norse paganism back in the 1970s. So I thought that was really cool. I believe he was a big part of like the Yasatra Arphelagi. over in Iceland. And then his daughter did all the art. And I think the art's just beautiful. I haven't started working with these ones yet. I kind of got them for doing readings that are very... That has challenged you the most out of others personally. Okay. Shameless plug on that one, though. I don't even know them, but that's a really cool deck. I got them for deity readings. Oh, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. So, and then I've got like a couple more decks, so I have like 10. But let's see, what was that question? One rune that has challenged you the most out of others personally. Vegvisir I have tattooed on me when you have a chance. Okay, let me answer the other question first, and then I'll answer yours next. So, one rune that has challenged me personally. What is that personally, as in like it's affected my life, or personally as in it was hard to learn? Both. So the process I should start off the process to go through that I did for learning runes was to carry each rune with me for a day. It was about a 30-day process, and probably the one rune that impacted my day the most, so interestingly enough, would be Ansu's. And I carried it with me to be mindful of the behavior. Sorry, my beard's getting out of hand. To be mindful of the behavior in that room. That day that I carried that rune, I was overthinking everything. Now, the one that was hardest for me to learn was Ingvas. Ingvas was a lot more complex than I at first thought, and it took a lot more learning and reading. So Ingvas being the rune of planting the seeds and of like male fertility. That one seemed so simple at first, and then the more I researched it, the more confused I got. But yeah, so we had a question about the Vegvisir. What would you like to know about the Vegvisir? Tattooed on my shoulder and reading up on runes and bind runes. Okay. Oh, that was me. I made that noise. And I noticed it is sorta wrong. That is Valknut. Do I have anything convenient with Vegvisir on it? That's about the most convenient, I think. Sorta wrong. Oh, thank you for the heart me. Welcome to the fan club. So, feel like I keep struggling with the part that is tattooed incorrectly. Struggling with the part that... So, when you say struggling with the part that is tattooed incorrectly, it's interesting. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, are you... Here, I got one somewhat convenient, if that's visible fairly. If not, I'll go get the big one off the wall. Okay, so one at 6 o'clock. Okay, so do you think that they messed something up on it? I'm gonna grab the big one. Okay. It's all my beacons over here. So down here. Now I've seen a lot of different versions of the Vegvisir too. So have you, okay, so have you read so do you know where the Vegvisir originates from? I should ask first. The original, where it came from. If you want the source material, I will gladly give it to you. Greenland. So it came from Iceland. It's an Icelandic tome from the 1800s, I believe it was, 16 or 1800s, called the Galdrabok. Galdrabok. You can look that up to find it. The original text that goes along with it is I think it's any man, I'm going to butcher this, any man that carries this symbol beneath his left arm will never be lost no matter how far they wander by the grace of God. It's actually a Christo-Pagan thing. That's the origination of the Vegvisir. It was a Christo-Pagan magic stave. That's the origin of the Vegvisir. I happen to like the Vegvisir. I'm not one of the people who is like, man, that's not a Viking symbol. I don't care if it's a Viking symbol. So when you say they messed up on the bottom one, now I've seen a lot of different interpretations of what each binding means. Each direction mean a different meaning. So I've seen different things about that. I saw one that was, I shouldn't have put that back up on the wall since I'm still talking about it. Hindsight's 50-50, because I may or may not realize I made a mistake. So one of the versions that I had heard is that the middle is Midgard, and each of the 8 points represents a different one of the other realms. I've heard a version that's like that. I've heard a version that each one has a different magical use. Each one could be a cardinal direction. There's a lot of different interpretations. I don't believe it specifies in the original tome each one's meaning. And actually, I'm going to not put that up. And you can actually see the Christian influence here with the crosses in it. And the thing about that is there are no runes that are crosses. At least no Elder Futhark. I'm not super familiar with the younger Futhark. But there aren't actually runes that have crosses. And then these lines are closer to Ogum than they are to runic magic, necessarily. So the Vegvisir itself is supposed to be one big sigil that the whole thing means let any man who carry this belief beneath his left arm, they never be lost, no matter how far they wander. And a lot of people stopped there with that tome. But the original tome was by the grace of God, or if he had Jesus Christ in his heart, or something like that. So, I would say, if you got it tattooed and you think they may have missed a line or something, if it's possible and that tattoo artist offers it, go back and request a touch-up. Otherwise, my personal belief when it comes to sigils and staves and magic is the intention you put into it is what decides what it does. If you got it with the intention of that direction, that no matter how far I wander, I'll never be lost, then you got that, and it'll do that. Other than that, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a drawing. It's a tattoo, and it's like, it's on you permanently. I know. And then, it should be right. Definitely, I would advise definitely go back and get that touched up, get it corrected as much as possible, if it's possible. But otherwise, I mean, if the intention is there, then it is there. And that is interesting. I had not heard one of like each branch being a different. My choices I've made. Thanks, man. I'm glad you popped in too. That was a phenomenal question. That was phenomenal. Yeah, and I would recommend look up the Galdra book and look up the exact spot where it talks about the Vegvisir and the Helm of Awe. The Helm of Awe, by the way, is Vegvisir and the Helm of Awe. The Helm of Awe, by the way, is one of my favorite symbols. I have it on that board there. What's happening? It froze. Is it frozen on your end? Why'd it froze?
It's starting to move a little bit. It looks like it's lagging.
There it goes. That was weird. It's mad at me for some reason. But the Helm of Awe is another symbol that is very popular, but the symbol we see now is from the 1800s, but it is in reference to whoa, I had this, remember, it's part of the Eddas. Fafnir has the Helm of Awe, and it's a spell or a physical like helmet that turns away all your enemies in fear. That's where the Helm of Awe comes from, but it doesn't describe actually specifically what it is. It's kind of, if you go off the Eddas, it's a helmet or a physical piece of armor. But the Galdra book has it as a symbol that can be drawn or carried or painted or carved or burned. But yeah, it'd be worth looking into for you, I think. And yeah, I think if your intention is there, then the power's there. Good question. Really good question. You know, I've only pulled out one of the questions from that I brought with me for tonight. We've had a phenomenal live tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining tonight. I think we've had really awesome. That's the AI thing, not a question. I think we've had a really awesome live tonight. Great questions, great conversation. For everyone who's still here or just joining, we are actually in about the last 10 minutes of our live. I'll go over if you have more questions or if you want readings, but we are in about the last 10 minutes. Don't forget to send your weekly heart me's. Oh, thank you. Yeah, don't forget to send in your heart me's to join the fan club. The fan club, you get some exclusive emojis. Some exclusive emos. You get some exclusive emojis. You get exclusive access to parts of the Discord server. You should get a invite to the Discord server if you sent one tonight. You don't have to be a weirdo to join the Discord server, but like half the Discord server is exclusive access. So as well, within that, there's actually the possibility of having a say in the direction that these lives and this channel goes in the future. Via the all thing, there will be exclusive polls, the exclusive Q&As. Yeah, it'll be awesome. It's still growing, so it's kind of quiet right now, but everyone who joins tonight will be there. And YouTube, the link is in my bio. If you go to my bio, there's a link tree. If you click on that link tree and scroll down, there is a link to YouTube. I need your help to get to 50 subscribers so that we can stream on there as well. Thank you. I'm really glad you stopped in. I will be here weekly, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. If this continues to grow, thank you so much. Yeah, and as this continues to grow, I already have plans that if it starts filling up on Tuesday, we're going to add Thursday. And then if it does that on Thursday too, we're going to add Saturday. Like, I've got plans to grow as it grows. So, but those are all things that will come up even more and more. Healthy form. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we are all about having a healthy atmosphere here. we have people who join in from multiple different parts of the path, of any path. Beginning, end, pre-beginning, well, there is no end. But beginning, years later, you know, someone who's been practicing for decades, they join in. Someone who has not even started yet, maybe just has curiosity, joins in. We do not tolerate disrespect. There is no such thing as a bad question or a stupid question, because we're all at different points, and we want to foster that in the community, that learning. We're all here to learn. Whereas some people on the Austria trip just shun these sort of... I won't name any names, but I feel like I probably know a little bit of who you're talking about. And I myself have seen people do that, where you ask these questions and all you get is, you know nothing. No, that's stupid, blah, 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 blah. We don't do that here. You know, they don't follow it up with, hey, here's why. You know, here's the source that you can read for yourself, and here's what the source says. That's important to me. You know, and as well, if I'm wrong on something, you know, I definitely want someone to question me on it and come to me with a source where I can read to learn better. I don't know everything. Thank you for all the likes, for the follows. We will be back next week at 6 p.m. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tuesday, the 28th, right? No, the 28th is 2 weeks. It's the 14th. Yeah. No, 21st. Basic math.
Today's the 14th. Next week will be the 21st.
21st. So I'll be back on here on the 21st at 6 p.m. I'll create the event right after this live. You are very welcome. I'm glad you'll be there. I'm going to create the event so you can pre-register. Thank you very much, Patrick. I'll see you next week as well. And yeah, I'll put that event up so you can pre-register, and it'll notify you when I go live. Name on YouTube is The Rune Realist. You can type in @Rune Realist and it should pop up. I guess I need to check the link tree to see if that link is having problems. Because that's, I think, the second time that it's had problems. But yeah, if you just look up The Rune Realist, I actually just posted last week's live on there yesterday. I'll post this week's live probably this evening or tomorrow. And then it has a bunch of shorts that are basically almost everything I posted here. So, but yeah, it's The Rune Realist. Can't wait to see you there. So we are right up almost on 8 o'clock. I think tonight was a phenomenal live. I mean, really. This is the second live we've done, and they've both been phenomenal. Ooh, what's that? Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for the roses. Thanks for the heart me. Welcome to the weirdos. Don't forget, if it doesn't send you the Discord invite, and just message me, or you can check the link on my bio. It should be on there. If you go to that link tree, it should say something like, join the Weirdos Longhouse. Sweet. Yeah, but yeah, it should say join the Weirdos Longhouse Discord channel. If that doesn't work, just let me know. I'll send you a personal invite. That's no problem for me. It will ask you some questions when you go to join. Just make sure to tell it, yes, I am a weirdo. Well, thank you very much. We are at 8 o'clock. Phenomenal live. Thank you to everyone who joined tonight. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the phenomenal questions. I cannot wait till next week. Valheim. Ooh, maybe when I get a gaming PC. All right. Thank you very much, and I will see you.